One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Going to it, I had really uh opinions. I watched it at the theater, right? Because the theater had the Fathom Events thing, and it had like the Emmys and stuff beforehand. So I saw the acceptance speakers for the main actor, actress, and then the director's going up to get it. I didn't know really anything about this movie, but then I saw about this movie and it was interesting. It was really interesting to see those. It was really interesting to see them before the movie because it really gave an interesting primer, and then we also had a guy who talked about it, like as like a preamble, and it was cool. I mean, he it was interesting. I didn't know Danny DeVito was in this movie. Um, and that was really interesting to see him because I'm used to him being in Always Sunny Philadelphia, and that one is a major tonal shift away. And so I don't know, you know, it's weird seeing somebody who like you're used to seeing in something and then it's just a totally different role. Um, so that was kind of cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, so the characters and stuff. Well, I also watched it. So actually, let me talk about this. Because I watched it in the theater, I watched it. There was like 25 other people in the theater. It was like 20 to 25, and so you're not supposed to like the main character. Well, you're supposed to sympathize, I think, because his whole thing is that he is in there for statutory for having sex with a 15-year-old. That's not good. And you're also not supposed to like him because there's the scene with Chief, right? So he has an actual name. I forget it, but everybody in that movie called him Chief, um, because he's an Indian, uh, well, Native American, indigenous. Indigenous is the right one. But oh, there. So the scene opens where like the guy gets sent into the institution, and there. One of the characters mentions that Chief is an indigenous person, and the main character does the yodel with the mouth tapping, and I tell you, everybody in the theater roared up with laughter, and it's like, this is the weird thing with this movie is I'm not sure how to think about it. Like, people erupted, but with laughter, but was that always supposed to be like the funny comedic scene? Like, are we always supposed to laugh alongside with the main character, McMurphy? You know, because he's not supposed to be a likable character, but I can tell you, everybody in that theater was laughing so hard. Like, that was the first time they've seen someone do that racist shit. It's that was really interesting to me. And the other thing is that like I don't know, this movie is really hard to talk about because some stuff in it was really good. And I don't think it was a bad movie, but I also just think it's so it, you know? Like I was talking to somebody about it who had read the book and seen the movie, and they said it was like top two like movie like film adaptations of books. And so it was interesting to see that like or to hear from people like that it was a good adaptation and stuff, and it obviously was good because it won the awards, and I saw that, but it was just such conflicting emotions. uh because you're supposed to feel sympathetic for the main character, right? Because I don't. He obviously has his wits about him. He's doing bad things, but he knows he's doing them. He's doing them being an asshole. Oh yeah, also Ratchet, Nurse Ratchet. Going into this, I thought there was going to be a lot more Nurse Ratchet jokes because I heard from people like, oh, didn't like that film because they were all ragging on Nurse Ratchet. That wasn't. I mean, they were ragging on Nurse Ratchet, but Nurse Ratchet was kind of being a bad person, like dishonest and stuff. So it wasn't like they felt like they were ragging on her in just like there was a reason for it, but I don't know. I think it was interesting. People's different opinions going into it were very interesting to think about. I think. Um, yeah, uh, the ending. I want to talk about the ending was something. So the main character gets lobotomized, and then um, Chief strangles him, and then escapes the ward. So I thought the ending was good. It wasn't what I was expecting, but like when it happened, I was like, this is kind of the perfect ending to the film. Um, the music with the on cue, stereotypical Native American music that hit when the thing is. See, that's the thing. I don't know what this film is trying to say. I can't tell if it's racist because it's of its time and they thought they were doing something well, or it's it's okay. It's a good movie, like for especially for its time. It's pretty progressive, and like these people here who are supposed to be insane are portrayed in a good light generally, and you're on their side. Um, so that's crazy, but also it's just it has some things that are just like, wow, that just happened. Um, and that's the thing. Was like, especially like old media, it's hard to. It's like not all older media, because a lot of the stuff that's just like easily is you can tell is a thing. It's also like, who cares? Death of the author, all that stuff. It's just interesting to look at. Although I don't know if it's really, it's really relevant and that you should really pull anything from it nowadays. Also, again, I'm a dumbass. Don't take my opinions on anything. Um, let's see. Thoughts and oh yeah. So, uh, ugh. So this film also, it reminded me of like how other like forms of media handle mental institutions, and some are. This one again was pretty good, especially for treating like all the characters and like people, but you know, there was it reminded me really of like House of Leaves and like the letters from the mom in House of Leaves, where because she was put into an institution and then she wrote to him and then she had all these anagrams and then you had to decipher, and it was pretty crazy, but it was really interesting and really cool read, and you felt sorry for her, and all the characters felt like those kind of characters where they were sympathetic, and I think that was really cool. And to the flip coin of this, there's also really bad ways that media handles mental institutions, and I just want to get this off my chest. I hate it. To Fahrenheit, like something. It's the David Cage game. It's his first David Cage game, and there's a section of this because one of the characters has, they have claustrophobia, and so multiple points in the game you have to hold down one key and then wiggle the thing back and forth to make her breathe properly. But it's really funny. It's not funny. This is terrible. It's just like, okay, so there's one point. It's also really terrible to make. a gameplay thing out of a disability. Well, it's not terrible if it's done right, but it's done awful in this concept. There's an achievement called "The White Man Can't Ball." It's an awful game, but like the lights go out in this mental institution because she was a detective. She was questioning somebody else. Um, and then like, oh no, the lights go out. Everybody in here is insane. They're all gonna kill you if they get you. And there was like just a bunch of people walking around with knives in the dark. That was awful, and so it was kind of cool. And that was awful. Honestly, David Cage is the Tripping Up Human is a good game, if not a little heavy-handed, but also, oh my god, that guy's past games are crazy, racist and bad. But what do you? Especially that mental institution section is awful. So it's kind of cool to see that a movie in the media where it was handled well, because I've seen how bad they can be handled. Not to say that there isn't better handlings, and also I'm a dumbass who's not informed really on the subject, so I shouldn't take anything. But this is just yeah, it was interesting. I don't have a lot else to say than it was an interesting movie, and that's it.